The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Two Filipino crew members of the MV Athens Bridge are in critical condition, while 10 others are in need of medical attention after testing positive for COVID-19 in Vietnam. The vessel, which sailed from India, was allowed to dock in Manila so its passengers could get medical management. To tell us more details, we have Greg Gregorio reporting live from Mandaluyong. Greg, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Charles. Good afternoon, Jess. According to the Department of Health, those two individuals who are having a critical condition following a COVID-19 infection have been transferred to a hospital in Metro Manila, while the 10 who initially stayed at the MV Athens Bridge for quarantine are being transferred to a quarantine facility. Jess?
All right, Greg, would we have any idea, at least when it comes to the genome sequencing process, when could we possibly know if they are at least positive for the Indian variant?
Just according to the Department of Health, they are going to swab all of these individuals who are members of the crew of the MV Athens Bridge. And as of the moment, we don't have information if all of them have been swabbed and tested for RT-PCR already. Even though they have been tested in Vietnam during their last stop on May 1, according to Health Undersecretary Vergeire, they would have to be re-swabbed again, and including those who are already positive with COVID-19. And if their samples would be enough for the genome sequencing, it would take about a week before we could get a result if they will be found positive with the variant of the SARS-CoV-2, which is first detected in India. Jess?
All right, Greg, yesterday the DOH did clarify that only at least 4, or if I'm not mistaken, 5 passengers tested positive for COVID-19, those travelers at least coming from India. Do we have any updates on that, and have they identified at least a location of the other passengers as well?
Just according to Undersecretary Vergeire, the number of positive individuals among those who arrived from India are still 5. 4 of them are Filipinos and 1 is an Indian national. As of this date, there are no other details issued according to their whereabouts, but they are being given the assistance that they need. And Vergeire also added that there is still no result as to whether they are positive with the SARS-CoV-2 variant, which is first detected in India. Jess?
All right, Greg. Now, moving on from there, do we have any enough oxygen tanks, not just for the MV Athens crew members, but for other Filipinos who might be in critical condition as of the moment?
Just according to Undersecretary Vergeire, based on their latest survey among more than 1,000 hospitals, the nation is consuming 14,000 tanks of oxygen per day, while the NCR is consuming 5,300 oxygen tanks a day. According to Vergeire, even with this number of consumption, we still have enough supply of oxygen tanks in the country. But even so, they are coordinating with the Department of Trade and Industry to ensure that we will not have a problem with the supply of oxygen tanks should the number of cases rise in the following days. Jess?
All right, Greg, one bit of news that's been highlighted at least over the past couple of days, especially after the president received the Sinopharm jab. What does the health department think of proposals to actually mix various vaccine brands to at least try and increase protection against the virus?
Just according to Vergeire, there are studies on the possibility of mixing brands of vaccines for the 2 doses of an individual. But according to Vergeire, there are no new recommendations or no changes to the protocols as of date. And as of now, what we are implementing is a single brand of vaccines for 2 doses for each individual. According to Vergeire, if one day studies and scientific basis would be issued or would be available, it will be considered. Then the Department of Health would be releasing or would be amending the protocols that we are having for our vaccination program. Jess?
All right, Greg, do you have any other salient points raised in today's Health Department briefing?
Just according to Undersecretary Vergeire, we have observed an increase in the number of calls received by the National Center for Mental Health. According to Vergeire, the increase is mostly because of calls on anxiety and depressive symptoms, and those who are asking referral for psychiatrists and psychologists. According to Vergeire, this might be because of the fear among the public in relation to the surge of cases in the recent weeks. Jess?
All right, thank you very much for those updates. Again, that was Greg Gregorio reporting live from Mandaluyong. Now, vaccine expert panel member Ronjin Solante says this is not the time to discuss President Duterte's second COVID vaccine dose. In an interview with The Big Story, Solante argued that what's important is to monitor the chief executive's condition for the next 2 to 4 weeks. That's because he was inoculated with Chinese vaccine brand Sinopharm, which still has not applied for emergency use authorization with the FDA. This means our regulators and health experts have no idea how effective and safe this China-made vaccine is.
Mamaya na yung kung whatever the decision is, kung bibigyan siya ng pangalawang bakuna, whether it's to give the full course of the second vaccine or a second dose na considered continuity of the Sinopharm, that will come later. So ang priority natin ngayon, we have to monitor the President kung ano man yung mga adverse event na sana walang mangyari sa presidente natin.
The MVP Group puts up a community pantry at the UP Diliman campus with the theme Tagpula. All food items available in the pantry fall under the category anything red, like salted eggs, hot dogs, and longanisa. The community pantry serves jeepney drivers and vendors in the area who lost their jobs due to the pandemic. The Tagpula Community Pantry was launched through the joint efforts of the Alagang Kapatid Foundation, PLDT Smart Foundation, and Metro Pacific. Pfizer announced that it will donate vaccine doses for athletes and other delegations participating in the Tokyo Olympics. Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech said they will deliver the initial batch of shots by the end of the month. The International Olympic Committee said vaccination is just one of their planned measures to ensure the safety of Olympic athletes. Japan is currently considering the extension of a state of emergency in Tokyo and other major urban areas in a bid to bring down infections. This raised concerns about whether the Tokyo Olympics, which is scheduled to begin on July 23, could be held as planned. A company from England is building tiny, drivable replicas of iconic luxury cars. But these toys are certainly not for kids, since each vehicle costs as much as $78,000 or about 3.7 million pesos. Watch this. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.